drink is the iced coffee that my sister made for me. It's very good. It's salted caramel, white chocolate mocha. Welcome back to another video. My name is Teku Shilshay. If it's your first time here, and if it's not your first time here, thank you so much for coming back. In today's video, we're talking about a book that I adore. It has fantasy, great intrigue, magic, and wonderful character development. We're talking about none other than Gild, the Play the Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy. Let's get into the video. Thank you so much to Pretty Book Critic. She's the one who got this for me. I had it on my book wish list and I kind of just like put it on there. I didn't know anything about this book, which I'm so grateful for. So Gild is book one of the Play the Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy. It's seriously so fantastic. I feel like it's really underrated, like, because I didn't ever hear many people talk about it. And also, like, even now I'm always trying to find other people who are obsessed with it. So hopefully today, after hearing about this, if it sounds like it would strike your fancy, then you'll read it too. It is definitely a dark sort of adult fantasy. I say that's a warning because including brothels and all things to do with that, and sort of like the value of women and men's eyes in this world. So like before you get into it, it's not like a happy, like, or even ACOTAR or The Cruel Prince. It's fantasy, and there will be magic and things that we love from those books, but I don't feel like it's meant to be enjoyed so much as it is meant to be experienced. So yeah, let me read the back really quick. Gold. Gold floors, gold walls, gold furniture, gold clothes. In King Midas's castle built at the top of the frozen mountains, everything is made of gold, even me. And then the bottom says, the myth of King Midas reimagined shows the dark side of greed through the eyes of the woman he's gold touched. Midas is King of Oria. He has a wife, Millennia, who is very cold. Actually, all of Oria is cold. It is covered in white snow. Nothing grows there. And the main character is often just missing the sun. You can barely see the stars. Like, it's constantly covered in snow and white. And the only thing that's not white is the castle. And Arn, our main character, is completely gold. From the top of her head, all the strands of her hair, down to her toes, all except for her teeth and the whites of her eyes are completely gold, and that is why she's King Midas's favored. She is known as the golden pet, the favored, a lot of other kind of like derogatory nicknames, but her name is Arn. Arn is fantastic. She's someone who I feel like kind of like an honor to read because she is so human. There was so much in the beginning where I was like almost irritated with her naivete and her innocence. Because of her being gold, she's put in a cage, and she's like grateful for this cage whilst also wanting more, but not wanting to upset her true love, Midas. She just loves him so much. She feels that she owes everything to him, all of her like privileges and everything. But with that came this cage. You go into this book and you're like, what the heck, Lachey? Like, this is not like what I thought it would be. That's kind of the point I love so much about this book, because it has tropes that we love, but they're twisted in a different way to where you're like, wow. This Arn is in a cage, and she's like grateful for this cage. The thing about Arn, she's very isolated. She sort of depends on all of her approval, love, comfort, physical touch, everything from Midas. Midas has 6 saddles, as he likes to call them, and his wife. He isn't often attended to because he has so many saddles and he feels like she's so special. People come from near and far to like see this castle, to see Midas's wonderful power, but to also see her because she's completely gold. And so that's basically how the story starts. So the first page is like her drinking in the cage and watching Midas with his 6 saddles at the same time. It's not even like it's what you think. Yes, that's what they're doing, but I promise you the book is so much more than that. But Arn does not have any friends, allies. She has one person who shows kindness, and that's Commander Digby. Digby is my heart. He's the commander of all the guards. Guards often get killed in this book because she's so treasured to Midas that like no one can touch her, no one can say inappropriate things. So it comes as quite the shock to her that one day Midas is sitting there, and so is King Fluke. I don't like Fluke at all. I don't know anyone who will. You're not gonna like him. You're not gonna like a lot about how the men talk. It will all have a reason, and there will be purpose to it. Just stick with it. I promise you it's worth it. It's so satisfying. But King Fluke jokingly makes a pass at saying like he would do anything to get one night with Arn, as if she's like stock or cattle. And Midas like gestures to his great golden kingdom and says like, what need have I for money? Which Arn is shocked by, because again, he's like killed guards for less than that. And King Flukes goes, well, then what do you want? And that is when a deal is made on Midas's behalf for her. And she's enraged, like this man who she's trusted, who's beloved to her, who's always protected her, and who's put her in this cage, yes, but she feels that she's completely safe. Like she's come from a poor place. This book will also go from past to present, which will really alleviate a lot of probably irritation you have with her for being how she is, because she was a child when all of this started and he saved her from the streets, and now she's golden but revered. And so you'll understand a lot more about how her mentality is on being in a cage, because it's protection versus like lockdown and control. This is the first time she's sort of having anger or doubts. She's always behaved for him and been good and shown off for him and gone to all of his parties and been his like favored, saddled, and never complained. But now he's willing to give a night of hers and her body to this other king, and she's completely aghast by this because she loves him, truly, she adores him. So they make a deal, and through this deal, steps happen, and he is now going to help out another kingdom. He goes ahead of all of them, but then sends for them, which is how Arn, for the first time in 10 years, will be out of her cage, and that's how everything's going to change. Sorry, that was kind of a long explanation, but that's how everything's gonna change. She's gonna get out of her cage for the first 10 years, and it changes like everything for her. She finds a friend in Sale, one of the guards. She already had Commander Digby, but now she has friends. Other favored saddles come. None of them like her. But the thing about Arn is she's so naive and she's so sweet. Everything that she goes through, she always thinks bright side, and she never really likes to pity herself even when she wants more. So she's someone who I really couldn't help but to love. She's beautiful. Linnea hates her. All the other saddles hate her. The only person who she has is really Midas. Commander Digby is kind to her in the sense that he shows her respect. He doesn't treat her like others. He doesn't call her crude nicknames that other people call her. He doesn't make her feel uncomfortable because she's often like dressed in barely anything, because she's his pet, his favored, she belongs to him. So pretty much everyone in her life except for Midas and Commander Digby literally hate her or desire her, and they want some piece of her. It's like watching like a great chess match, but in a different way. If you've read it, I don't know if that makes any sense to you. I don't even know if it makes sense to me, but it feels like chess, and I love how she's gonna step into herself. Like this is a book where Arn will step more into herself, and it'll make her face herself and her complacency in her life that she's had for herself. It's fantastic. I will read a few pages that I feel like hopefully that we're not just thinking like you're in a cage, you don't mind being in a cage. I want you to read it so bad. Please read it. Also, my niece wrote in it. I want you guys to know. Look at that. Look at that. I know, it's crazy. I still love her. It's just so beautiful. Okay, I'll read it. I'm pretending. You can pretend a lot of things in life. You can pretend so well that you even start to believe your own deceit. We're all actors. We're all on pedestals with a spotlight shining on us, playing whatever part we need in order to make it, in order to help ourselves sleep at night. And I just feel like that's a lot of who Arn is as a character. And she's so human, and I feel like in most fantasies, we love the Katniss, who was always tougher than others. I mean, she had to fight to survive. And we love the Feyres, who was also like the hunters, and they're already in such a survival mode. But then we have Arn, who's someone who is so gentle and pure and naive, but like the kindest heart. And it's just a different kind of experience. And of course, I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but slight spoilers, like she will grow into herself and demand and like things from herself that she's never demanded before. Wanting safety meant more to her than honestly like having respect of everyone, and being Midas has meant more than like belonging to her. It's like a beautiful book, fantasy, fae, romance. It's gold. I just love everything about this series so much. I might be getting this wrong, but Gild, Glint, Gleam, Gold, and there will be 2 more. If you feel like you also want like a pick-me-up, throughout this series, I ended up feeling like inspired and questioning myself, which is always so wonderful, of like how much you let go because you just want to feel safe. Or And I just think it's fantastic. The writing is fantastic. The characters are fantastic. Yeah, I think I've mentioned everyone. Arin, she's got my heart, got my mind. Midas, we got Millennia, who I still have hope for. I understand why she's mad, because she's born to power, but she's given it up for a male. And a lot of this I could go into such a deeper dive in, but how men and women in their stations are used in this is like fantastic. Like, she was born to power but gave it up for a man. And like, honestly, all of the women are in different cages and they all hate each other, but they don't realize that they're just different sides of the cage. I love Commander Digby, I love Sail, I love Risa. So like, there's hope in this, and it's just golden. Not to be cliche, but it's golden, and I hope that you'll give it a chance. If you do read this, let me know. Literally, please DM me. We can talk about this endlessly. As I've said, this is to be experienced and felt more than it's enjoyable, but go into it and just keep reading. Yes, the men are disgusting, and the commentary is not respectful towards Arin in the beginning, but that will change. Here are the songs, like, if you want the vibes of this are Hopelessly Devoted from Grease, which rest in peace Olivia John-Newton. Safe and Sound by Taylor Swift. You're Gonna Wanna Be My Best Friend by Rex Orange County. That's for Risa. There's such a funny part in this. When there's a golden book, if you know, you know. I Don't Wanna Be You Anymore by Billie Eilish. Burned by Hysteria, but that's like near the very end. That's like the last one that you should listen to. Everything I Wanted by Billie Eilish. The Night We Met. Rises the Moon. Beach House Space Song. Drift Away by Steven Universe. All of these I feel like are the vibe. It's just stunning. Please give it a chance. Thank you all so much for watching. I love talking about this. I didn't want to give up too much, but I also could do a completely like in-depth breakdown of all of the things. I could read more. I annotated this. Probably can't see it, but I annotated it pretty well. So let me know. I'll also be talking about the other books all in the same video, but this one is such a standalone and such a great opener, and I can't talk about those without this one being completely destroyed. Not destroyed, but like without this one kind of being so flipped on its head, because Arin grows so much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want. I'm not gonna tell you to hit the notification because I genuinely hate them. I don't hit them, so don't do that. Probably if you're meant to find me, you'll find me. And yeah, wherever you are in this world, I hope that you're having a wonderful day, evening, night, and life. Bye. Why did I do that? Okay.